I grew up on a farm deep in the Appalachian Mountains. No neighbors, no cell towers, just trees, hills, and quiet that could stretch for miles. My name's June. I'm 16, and up until last summer, I didn't believe in monsters. Now, I don't even trust my own reflection. It started with the chickens. They were always loud, noisy little things. But one night, I woke up to silence. Dead silence. I went outside, barefoot in the dirt, flashlight in hand. The coop door was wide open. All that was left were feathers, torn fencing, and blood. Dad said it was a coyote. Mom said maybe a bobcat. But I saw the prints. Barefoot, human. The next night, I locked every door and window, double-checked the coop, slept with a knife under my pillow. At 3:12 a.m., I heard the front door creak open. I thought maybe it was Dad, so I crept down the stairs. I didn't call out. I just listened, soft footsteps across the floorboards. Then, my voice. June, from the kitchen. But I was standing right there, halfway down the steps. I peeked around the corner and saw myself, standing barefoot in the middle of the kitchen, wearing my shirt, my jeans, even the tear on the knee from where I tripped last week. Same face, same hair, same everything. Except the smile. It was too wide, too sharp, and its eyes were black. I didn't scream, didn't move. It looked around, like it was practicing being me. Then it turned to the back door and walked out. I stood there for 5 full minutes before I could breathe again. The next morning I told Dad. He said I must have been sleepwalking, that it was just a dream. But I know what I saw. And the next night it came back. It knocked. That was worse than it sneaking in. A polite soft knock at the back door. Mom got up to answer. I bolted down the stairs and yelled, "No!" She froze. I'd never shouted like that before. "Don't open it," I whispered. "It's not me." She gave me a strange look, the kind you give someone who has lost their grip on something important. Then she turned the knob. The door creaked open. There was nothing outside, just fog. 2 days later, Mom got sick. Wouldn't come out of her room, wouldn't eat, wouldn't speak. Dad said it was the flu, but I saw her talking to herself, whispering in the mirror, like she was answering someone who wasn't there. That night I stayed up again, knife in hand. I watched from the upstairs window, and I saw it, standing out by the barn, in the moonlight. Me, again, just waiting. It waved, not friendly, not threatening, like it was saying, "I'm still here." I tried to show Dad, dragged him to the window, but it was gone. And when he looked at me, his eyes didn't match his voice anymore. Like he was trying to smile but forgot how to feel it. By morning, the truck was gone. So was Dad. I found a note that just said, "Don't follow me." And Mom? She came downstairs wearing my clothes and didn't recognize me. That was the last time I stayed in that house. I left that afternoon, packed a bag, took the hunting rifle. I've been moving since, cabin to cabin, tent to tent. But sometimes at night, I hear footsteps, soft, familiar, and I see eyes in the dark, watching, waiting. Because whatever that thing is, it still wears my face, and it wants my life back. Story 2, no lights after midnight. They told us not to go there. We'd stopped at a rundown gas station just before the forest entrance. 4 friends packed into my SUV with snacks, gear, and plans to unplug for the weekend. The old man behind the counter squinted at our gear and said, "You're headed up the ridge, huh?" I nodded, still half asleep. "Just a quick campout." He didn't smile. "Don't turn on any lights after midnight. That place don't like light." We laughed about it in the car. Locals love their ghost stories, right? The sun was high by the time we reached the clearing. Perfect spot, surrounded by trees, flat ground, fire pit already built by some camper before us. We set up tents, cooked hot dogs, played music on my Bluetooth speaker until sunset. And then we told scary stories. Irony, right? Midnight came faster than expected, and that's when Julia pulled out her flashlight. "Let's go pee," she said, pointing it toward the woods. Alex was half asleep. Mark was staring at the fire like he was already in a trance. Me? I checked the time. 12:03 a.m., and I remembered the gas station guy. Maybe we wait till morning, I said. Julia smirked. You scared? I shook my head, but I didn't say yes either. She turned it on anyway. Thin beam cutting through fog. Damp trees glowing pale. She was gone maybe 5 minutes. Then came the scream. It wasn't far, maybe 50 feet into the trees. We all jumped up. Julia? I yelled. No answer, just wind. Alex grabbed a lantern and flicked it on. We have to go look. I hesitated. No lights. But it was too late. He ran ahead, light swinging. The woods swallowed them both. Mark stayed behind with me, clutching a fire poker like it was a sword. I heard something move in the distance. Then, footsteps, fast, crunching leaves. Alex burst out of the brush. Alone. She's gone, he panted. Something's out there. Mark held up his phone to light the edge of the woods. Show us where. And that's when it appeared. A face. Just beyond the glow of the screen. Wrong. Stretching in the light like it didn't belong to this world. Eyes wide. Too wide. Teeth. Grinning. Like light heard it, but it needed it to find us. Turn it off, I screamed. Mark did, and the thing vanished. Just blinked out of existence with the light. We didn't sleep that night. We sat in the dark, shivering, listening. Something paced the edge of our camp, never entering, never stopping. By morning, it was gone. So was Julia. We packed fast, didn't talk, didn't look at each other. At the gas station, I asked the old man why no one warned us harder. He just shook his head. We try. He handed me a paper sign someone had nailed to a tree years ago. Torn, weather-stained. It read, "Do not use light after midnight. It sees what you shine on, and it always shines back." The end. Story number 3, The Man Who Never Smiled. There's this house in my neighborhood, old, peeling paint, curtains always closed. And the man who lives there, he's never smiled, not once, not ever. Not when the mail comes, not when kids say hi, not even when his dog got hit by a car last summer. Just stood there, staring, expressionless. Some say he's mute, others say he's just not right in the head. But everyone agrees on one thing: you don't go near his backyard. That didn't stop Cody. Cody was one of the cool kids, loud, cocky, always pushing someone into doing something stupid. That night, it was me and my best friend, Jonah. We were sitting outside the gas station when Cody rolled up on his bike and smirked. "Hey, you too scared of old man Brindle?" I shrugged. "No, just respectful." Cody grinned wider. "Bet you won't go to his backyard. Take a photo through the window. Just one." Jonah looked at me. I looked at him. And like idiots, we said yes. It was almost midnight when we climbed the hill behind Brindle's house. No lights on. Just that weird dead silence. Like even the bugs didn't want to live there. The back gate was already open. That should have been our first warning. Jonah pulled out his phone. Just one pic. We're in and out. We crept across the yard. The grass was patchy, dry. No swing set, no garden. Just a shed with the door half open and a shovel sticking out of the dirt. I tried not to think about it. We reached the window. Curtains were shut, but not completely. There was a gap, just enough to peek through. Jonah held up his phone. The screen glowed in the dark. Click, one photo. Flash off. Done. But then Jonah froze. Dude, he's standing there. I leaned in, heart pounding, and he was. Mr. Brindle, standing in the hallway, motionless, staring straight at us. Not angry, not surprised, just blank, like he was waiting for something. Then he smiled, just a little at first, twitchy, awkward, like his muscles didn't know how. Then it grew, too wide, too fast, stretching past what a mouth should do. Teeth yellow and long, eyes glassy, reflecting the light from Jonah's phone. I whispered, "Run." Jonah didn't argue. We bolted, over the fence, down the hill. Didn't stop until we hit Main Street. Cody was there, waiting. So? Got it? Jonah threw the phone at his chest. Screw you. Cody just laughed and walked off. We didn't speak the rest of the way home. The next morning, I got a text from Jonah. Just one line. Check the photo. I opened it, and I stopped breathing, because in the window reflection, behind us, was a third kid, smiling wide, eyes black, hand on Jonah's shoulder. I ran to his house. Police were already there. They found his phone in the yard, but not Jonah. Just a trail of bare footprints leading back toward Brindle's fence. They say Mr. Brindle still lives there, still never smiles. Unless you come too close. The end. Like that story, there's plenty more where that came from. Subscribe to the Grim Tapes for chilling tales, urban legends, and the kind of stories that stick with you long after the lights go out. New nightmares every week. Don't forget to like, comment, and check your window before bed.